Welcome back to Daily Persuasion. I'm Joshua Lisec, the New York Times bestselling author and co-author and ghostwriter of 96 books, to be precise, nonfiction books. And in this daily show, I pull lessons I've gleaned from all of those books, all those authors, and those various guerrilla marketing campaigns to share with you. A couple of quick insights, right? Also paired with the day's news, so that you can know how to better influence the VIPs in your life. You probably observed a few days ago this character called Marco Elez. Marco Eels, Mr. Big Balls, I understand, the Department of Government Efficiency employee, one of the half dozen or so, the staffer, who got canned, either self-canning or a canning firing as a result of some various comments he made that as a person of lighter color, if you make them in this country, you are going to have generally a bad time. But Vice President J.D. Vance came out and said, we cannot allow for someone's, particularly a young person, their career, their life to be ruined by offensive comments they make on social media. If they're just a bad worker or have poor quality work, then get rid of them. We cannot ever reward left-wing journalists by punishing our own people, especially when they are good at what they do. Now, a couple of the comments were perceived as having some anti-Indian bias. Now, J.D. Vance, of course, is married to an Indian-American woman, and I saw Balaji Srinivasan, an Indian-American entrepreneur. He voiced support for Marco. For Vice President Vance, famously a fan and endorser of my book, Unhumans, the New York Times bestseller, he wrote, here's my view. I obviously disagree with some of Elez's posts, but I don't think stupid social media activity should ruin a kid's life. We shouldn't reward journalists who try to destroy people, ever. So I say bring him back. If he's a bad dude or a terrible member of the team, fire him for that. And then Elon ran a poll a few hours prior to that, in which 78% at the time, I saw 78% of respondents said, yes, bring back the at DOGE staffer who made inappropriate statements via a now deleted pseudonym. Be this what it is, I like the new right. The new right has men with balls. Also humor. Elon Musk's bio on Twitter, on X right now, says White House tech support, which of course is absolutely based and hilarious. And you'll notice that the era of strong men has returned. You might have seen that cycle, strong men create good times create weak men create hard times create strong men. So we're at the hard time that has created the strong man, which will create the good time. We're at that great transition of the cycle. Generationally speaking, this is called the fourth turning. If you're familiar with generational theory, the millennial generation, of course, J.D. Vance is one of them, as well as some younger Gen X characters. Elon Musk certainly has the spirit of a millennial, although he is Gen X, and sort of I don't care attitude, which is useful, is found in both Vance and Musk, and they sort of have that similarity. And President Donald Trump is sort of like sort of the grandfather of the country at this point. And the various characters that Scott Adams has called the internet dads are certainly bringing that dad energy out there. And I want to recall for you the response that Vice President Vance gave to Margaret Brennan of CBS, which was, I don't really care, Margaret. So notice that it's not about optics, it's about excellence. And I want you to use this reframe whenever someone is trying to moral grandstand you. This could be a spouse, child, parent, partner, neighbor, an employee. This could be someone that you're working with. This could just be in your own marketing communications when you talk about what you do. The reframe is excellence over optics. You could say, we'll never choose optics over excellence. Such and such and such said such and such thing. Well, did they do a good job separately in the job that they were hired to do? Well, I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Well, what did they do a good job? Were they hired to be the spokesperson for the team? Did they say those things speaking on behalf of their? Well, no. You want to bring it back to excellence matters more than optics. The left has always said, the left-wing journalists who want to destroy people, particularly young people who are capable at what they do, they want to steal, kill, and destroy, as the Bible says. That's what they do. This is what the book On Humans is about, is the fact that the far left has, whenever they're given a chance, they unhuman their political enemies. And the younger they are, the more vulnerable they are, the better. That's why the far left always comes for the children first. And you know who they come for even before that. So the lesson, the key takeaway for you today is that you can pull out the supports, the legs of that moral grandstand by having the spirit of Vice President Vance, I don't really care, and focus on excellence over optics and call that out. Because what will happen is, remember, when you're persuading in public, it's not for the benefit of the person you're talking to if they're a liberal or a leftist because they live in a reality-free zone. It's for the benefit of everyone else who's watching or possibly listening and go, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, okay. I'm with that person, right? The majority of Americans, the popular voters, 7 out of 7 swing states said, yeah, we're with those people over there. Like, Donald Trump is not trying to persuade Kamala Harris in the debate. It's for the benefit of everyone who's watching. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the pets of the people that live there. I don't know if that's true, but it sounds true enough, and it's kind of hilarious and dark, and that's funny. That's why I remember it. And yeah, immigration in this country from people all over the world that we don't know what culture they're bringing in, and they might be eating our pets, maybe not, I don't know. That sounds like a problem. Whereas over there, those people who are currently in charge of it right now, allowing it to happen, are saying it doesn't exist, and you're racist for saying it does. Yeah, I choose you over there. That's persuasion. So the presidential election of 2024, two sides debating in front of everyone else, we want you to win the popular vote of your industry. We want you to win 7 to 7 swing states in your industry. And you can do so with a subtle reframe of we care about excellence over optics. Did you do a good job? Did you get the job done? Did you do it right? Then the person who says, well, it doesn't, none of that matters. What matters is not doing a good job. It matters is saying the right things and not being mean. That person looks like an idiot. You look like the adult in the room. They look like a petulant child. That's a little daily persuasion, if I do say so myself.